You walk into a bank, wait 30 minutes, and leave having solved nothing. Somewhere across town, somebody walks into the same bank and their problem is gone in minutes. It all comes down to one number. And in this video, we'll show you exactly at what level of net worth banks start treating you differently. Most people assume that a good salary or a fancy job is enough to get VIP treatment. Well, it's not. Banks care more about liquid wealth. These are cash, stocks, and investments that can move quickly. That's what transforms a customer into an asset worth prioritizing. For many banks, noticeable changes start around $1 million in investable assets. Suddenly, you're more than just another customer. Account managers begin remembering your name. Fees start disappearing quietly. Wire transfers and withdrawals get faster. These perks are not very much life-changing, but the difference is definitely there. Things get really interesting between $5 and $10 million. That's when private banking doors open. You're no longer handled at a regular branch. You get a dedicated relationship manager and access to services most customers only dream of. And the bank's motivation is simple. A client with millions isn't just a customer. They're a walking revenue stream. Even a modest 2 to 3% in fees on a $10 million portfolio can make the bank $200,000 to $300,000 in a year. That's why the staff suddenly starts bending over backward for you. In fact, many of the usual banking annoyances most people deal with completely disappear. First, most basic fees quietly disappear. Checking accounts often come with no monthly fees, and ATM charges are refunded almost anywhere in the world. Pull cash from a machine in another country, and the fee usually gets credited back automatically. Wire transfers also become much easier. While regular customers might pay $25 to $40 and wait a few days, wealthy clients often get same-day transfers with little or no fees. And that's when you start noticing something else. Your problems are promptly resolved. Even if a payment accidentally pushes the account into overdraft, the bank usually covers it without penalties. Many accounts are set up so the system automatically pulls funds from investments to keep the balance positive. And sometimes the service goes beyond what people expect from a bank. For high-value clients, staff are trained to solve problems quickly, even if the request is unusual. What might take several calls for a normal customer can often be handled in a single conversation. Because at this level, banks aren't just managing accounts anymore, they're managing relationships. And here's the part most people don't realize: the perks you've only heard about. Priority service, waived fees, and concierge support aren't even the most valuable parts. There's a whole world of access and opportunities that only the wealthiest get to see. As wealth grows, banks start offering services that go far beyond normal banking. One of the biggest changes is having a dedicated relationship manager. This is a personal banker you can contact directly, sometimes even outside normal banking hours. Instead of calling customer support, you simply message the person who already knows your accounts. Lending also becomes much easier. Wealthy clients often borrow against their investment portfolios. Instead of going through long mortgage approvals, the bank may offer loans within hours because the client's assets act as collateral. The rates are often lower too, sometimes close to the bank's own borrowing rate. But money isn't the only advantage here. Investment access also improves. Private banking clients may get early opportunities to invest in companies before they go public, or join exclusive funds that aren't even available to the general public. Large banks like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley regularly reserve these opportunities for their wealthiest clients. And sometimes the support goes beyond finance. If a client wants to buy a large asset like a yacht, a private jet, or real estate, the bank may help arrange the financing, connecting them with brokers, and handle the paperwork. And that's just the beginning, because at the highest levels of wealth, banking starts to overlap with lifestyle in ways most people never see. Many private banks invite their top clients to exclusive events. They host private dinners, investor gatherings, or major sporting events. These are networking opportunities where wealthy clients meet CEOs, founders, and other investors. Some banks even offer concierge-style services. Need a reservation at a fully booked restaurant? Last-minute international flights, help finding a property in another country. Private banking teams can often arrange it through their networks. Family planning also becomes a big focus. Wealth managers help set up trusts, educational funds, and inheritance plans so money moves smoothly to the next generation. The goal is to protect the wealth and reduce taxes over time. In many cases, banks even help coordinate lawyers, tax advisors, and investment managers so everything works together. At that stage, the bank isn't just managing money anymore. It's helping manage an entire financial legacy. Of course, the red carpet treatment isn't completely free. Banks offer these services because wealthy clients generate serious revenue. The bigger your portfolio, the more opportunities the bank has to place your money into investment funds, private deals, and structured products that come with fees. And those fees can add up quietly. Some private investments charge management and performance fees that are far higher than those of simple index funds. Over time, that can eat into returns if clients aren't paying attention. And that's not the only trade-off. There's also the issue of privacy. When a bank manages most of your finances, they see everything: spending habits, investments, and even family transfers. That information often shapes the products they recommend next. And once someone builds a full relationship with a private bank, switching can be difficult. Custom loan rates, investment deals, and private funds are often tied to staying with that institution. That's why many wealthy clients spread their money across multiple banks. It keeps competition alive and gives them more leverage when negotiating services and fees. At the very top level, banking starts to look completely different. For billionaires and major entrepreneurs, banks often create family office-style teams. These groups handle investments, taxes, estate planning, and large financial decisions for the entire family. For example, clients working with firms like Morgan Stanley or Goldman Sachs may have several specialists assigned to them. These are professional investment advisors, tax planners, and lending experts, all working together. And it's not just billionaires who see this shift. Even people with smaller fortunes in the $10 to $20 million range report very different treatment. Many say their banks approve large loans quickly because their investment portfolios act as collateral. And this leads to one of the biggest, most common wealth strategies. Many ultra-wealthy clients rarely touch their own cash. Instead, they leverage the bank's money. This is because of the easy access to financing available to them, which is usually secured against their investment portfolios. These loans can fund major purchases, real estate, businesses, yachts, and even luxury goods without selling a single stock or withdrawing from their accounts. This strategy keeps their wealth fully invested and growing while the bank earns interest and fees on the borrowed funds. For example, a client might borrow $5 million against a $20 million portfolio to buy property, all at a rate often lower than they could get elsewhere. Meanwhile, their investments continue to generate returns, compounding over time. It's a system built on trust and scale. The bank knows the client's assets are secure, and the client gains liquidity without sacrificing growth. The bank benefits from fees, interest, and ongoing portfolio management. Essentially, the wealthiest clients have a financial safety net that allows them to spend, invest, and grow simultaneously, a privilege almost nobody else gets. In other words, the perks of private banking aren't just convenience or luxury. They unlock a completely different way of managing money, where the client's assets keep working and the bank becomes both a partner and a silent source of funding. So the reality is that around $1 million, banks start paying attention. At $10 million, private banking opens the door to better service, exclusive investments, and faster access to money. And beyond $30 million, banks aren't just serving you anymore. They're literally doing anything to keep you in business. But the real advantage isn't the free wires or the priority service. It's leverage. The wealthiest clients use banks to unlock opportunities, borrow against their assets, and keep their money growing at the same time. At that level, a bank stops being just a place to store money. It becomes a financial partner, helping you grow, protect, and multiply wealth over time.